Wash and dry that brush. Now I'm going to move to the next darkest color. And it doesn't have to be such a dramatic darkness change, if you will. Just has to be enough that you can see it. So I could come back with a little lighter and I could brighten this. And as long as it is a shade darker, like noticeably darker, it'll look awesome. So I ended up making this range a little lighter. And hopefully having the different tones in it will help me give it more depth. Okay. And then once again, I want to take it farther down than I think I need it. Certainly in a few spaces. So I have room to play. I think that looks really cool. I'm digging that. All right, so that range is pretty important, the top line. This time, I think I'm gonna switch to a pointy brush so that I can make them, so that's farther away. Those teeny tiny little tops now need to be significantly bigger. So I've picked a brush that's a little pointy on the end, and I'm gonna try to just dash down or dash up for individual treetops. And I'm gonna just keep piling and crowding them. Right, looks really fake if you do 1, 2, 3, 4 all in a row with the exact same spacing. Big trick with nature is coming back and like messing it up. That makes it look way more realistic. So I'm trying to get this ridge, top ridge of the trees in. And then I can keep using that little pointy brush like a stamp. I'm dashing down, 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 down. Down, down, down. Or up, up, up if you prefer. Because it's already kind of the shape of a little pine tree. If you use a different brush, a round brush, it might just look like round trees, you know, a bunch of different types of trees. Really can't go wrong with this. Even if it doesn't end up looking like a pine tree, it'll look like some kind of tree. There's some tree somewhere that'll look like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of texturize it with some dotting. I may go a little darker at the base here to indicate it's going deeper down into a little valley. So I'm just playing with it, piling it on. If you don't like anything about this, I'm using acrylic paint, so I can let it dry a little bit and then cover it with a different color. If I were to accidentally splash this or something, I can let it dry and match that color, and I can touch that up pretty easily. Let me get the sides. Cool. So I am going to stand back a little bit and look at it, because when I paint to one side like I'm doing now, sometimes they all tend to lean. So I want to make sure I step back at some point, get a little perspective before it's dry and before I'm done. And just really look at it, make sure they're kind of straight. If there's a pattern of them laying down, that'll bother me. So I'm going to fix that now while the paint is wet, while the colors are mixed. Cool. I think I really like this range of trees, and I'm going to move on to my next color. So that color is light. It does have a little white into it, so I want to wash these brushes out again. Want to get them dry. And now I'm going to move on to my super dark green. So just to start, I'm going to fill it all in. See how I like that color before I commit to doing all those little details. So it is one shade darker, which I need. I need it to stand out from the last range of trees. I think the piece I'm copying only has 3 tones of green, 1, 2, 3. But I'm thinking I'm gonna go 4 tones on this one because it's a little bigger canvas. And I'm gonna make it give us a little more distance. So, sort of just filling it in. You have 2 options with acrylic. You can glob it on super thick, or you can do 2 coats. You can do a coat, let it dry, come back, do a second coat. Kind of depends on the type of paint you're using, how much coverage it gives you. But now, I really want to show individual trees. So I'm going to get into the shape of a pine tree. Basically, you've got a little peak and a frilly edge. And it's a little pointy at the top and the middle. Ooh, it's mixing with my lighter color. This is getting tricky. That might be the kind of thing I gotta do. I gotta let it dry and then come back and add detail. Yeah, it's really mixing. So I'm going to let this dry, and I may come back and add a little more detail later to that ridge, but right now you can see it's mixing with the layer just above it, and it's filling with light. Now let's see if I can glob on a lot of paint and get it to stick. There, we got a tree in. One detailed tree. So I got a line and a frilly edge. And then when I do the super dark green, now I can really show you what that looks like in detail. So that one really sticks up. I like it. Cool. I'm just like aggressively globbing it on so I don't have to come back and do it. Nothing better than a painting you can do quickly, right? A 20-minute, 30-minute painting. We'll see how long this takes. Okay, while you have that color, do the edge. You can always do the edges later, but while you have the color mixed, I mean, get it done. Why not? So now, I'm going to take whatever I've left of that dark green. I'm going to throw a little bit of brown, maybe even a little black into it. And this is going to be our front. Now this you may need to let it dry. I mean, this is all super duper wet, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to try to lay in a tree. Be able to get away with this. So I'm going to put use my little pointy brush and this really dark green, almost black, brown green. And I'm going to do a line up. I mean, you could take it up into the sky if you want. But this is just to indicate how tall I want this little pine tree to be. So this is the tree closest to us, so it gets to be really big.